By nature, human beings heavily rely on vision. That's why when it comes to marketing, great graphics can help elevate possible clients' impression of your business from your competitors. In today's digital age, you need to be making sure that your social media graphics stand out and leave a lingering impression on your audience. That's why in this video, we are helping out with this as we give you 10 great graphic design tips for your social media. Welcome back to the channel. This is Jelly from LYFE Marketing, and we are a digital marketing agency dedicated to helping small businesses grow. Before we get started, this is your reminder to subscribe to our channel if you aren't already, and hit that notification bell icon to get notified as we upload our business growing videos. Today we're going to talk about 10 great tips for your social media graphics, so let's jump right in. Number 1. Find your goal. Before you even start designing, think about your target audience, who they are, and what you want them to think or feel when they see your graphics. Then ask yourself these questions. What is my post's purpose? Am I trying to drive sales? Do I want to increase traffic to my website? Am I trying to increase my page's engagement? And what message am I trying to convey? It's also important to take note of how your audience will be viewing your visuals. Are you expecting most of them to view your posts on their desktops or via mobile phones or tablets? Once you know your target audience and your post's purpose, you'll have a clear vision of your goal, and all the graphic decisions you make moving forward should reflect that goal. Number 2 is deciding on color. Your chosen colors can easily set the tone of your visual branding. Specific colors and color combinations can evoke different emotions and can be a powerful psychological tool to portray what your brand represents. Be sure to take color psychology into account when creating your brand graphics. Aside from color psychology, you need to be thinking about color interaction. Make sure your colors don't clash and when used, complement each other well. You'll want to be mindful of which element you want to assign your colors to. For example, when it comes to text and background color, you want to avoid color combinations like this, where the text is hard to separate from the background. This is an example of how some colors can bleed into one another. You'll also want to avoid colors that contrast the wrong way, like this combination, where the outcome strains your eyes quite a bit. With all this in mind, be sure to choose the right kind of color scheme that will create the right kind of reactions from your audience. And as a bonus tip, since your social media designs are only going to be displayed on screen, make sure that your color is always set to RGB. Don't use CMYK colors. Number 3 is text. And no, we're not talking about typography here. We're talking about the overall area your texts cover in your graphics. As a rule of thumb, try to keep your text within 20% of your image because you don't want to overcrowd your graphic with wording. It also makes your visuals less aesthetically pleasing, and you're not leaving ample room for other elements to create a more balanced graphic. This rule, of course, doesn't apply to reviews, quotes, and infographics, which do require more coverage. In these cases, it's fine to cover more area because the long-form text is the hero or the main feature of the graphic. And number 4, typography. Typography is an important art to practice in marketing visuals. Selecting great fonts to align with your branding can be tough, but when done right, can bring your graphics to life. Like your brand colors, be sure that your fonts reflect your brand's personality. Try to keep at most 2 to 3 brand fonts to be used in different scenarios. Any more than that, and you run the risk of distracting your audience and diverting them from the overall message your graphics should convey. A couple things to keep in mind are serif fonts are best for print and sans serif font is best for web. If you're unsure which fonts to combine aesthetically speaking, a couple great combinations are a serif font and a sans serif font, or a script font and a sans serif font. Number 5 is good contrast. If you haven't heard it by now, negative space is a great way to make your image stand out. Contrast attracts the eye and can be applied with font, colors, alignment, size, and more. If you're using a dark background, use lighter elements. If you're using a lighter background, use darker elements. The use of space around text, shapes, and other elements will make your design easier to read and will also attract more attention than a cluttered design.
Hello! We just helped a small business make over $1.5 million through Facebook advertising. After managing millions of dollars of ad spend for thousands of small businesses and creating thousands of social posts to help businesses connect with their customers, we know how to get results. And we want to help small businesses get results too. So we've decided to give away our knowledge, learning experiences, resources, tools, and feedback to help you achieve results for your digital marketing efforts. If you want to learn the blueprint for success, the best practices from some of the fastest growing companies in the world, get access to all the tools you'll need, and get live expert guidance from yours truly, stop what you're doing and sign up for our coaching program today.
Number 6 is visual identity. On average, it takes about 7 times of seeing or hearing your brand for someone to recognize it, which is why consistency and repetition of brand elements such as your logo, colors, and fonts is essential to establish that association with your visual identity. If you haven't already, make sure you have proper documentation of your visual branding. Aside from your logo, colors, and fonts, be sure to establish which kinds of elements and textures you want and don't want added into your graphics, and add in a set of samples of do's and don'ts of how you want your graphic elements to interact with one another. We have a video guide on how to create your visual branding here in our channel, and it comes with a free Canva branding guide template, so you can easily set up your own visual branding, so be sure to check that out. Number 7 is consistency. A core building block of your business's visual marketing is going to be consistency. If your social media looks and feels connected and never off-brand, your audience will form a clear understanding of your business and its message. Following your set visual branding and staying consistent with your style can prove to be challenging, but taking the extra time with your visuals to make sure you don't stray from the look and feel that you have set for your audience to associate with your brand will prove to be worth it in the long run. An easy way to keep consistency is to take time to create templates for quick quotes, announcements, promotions, or sales, at least 3 of each to start with. This will make it easy for you to quickly create content. Plus, it'll also make it easier for your audience to quickly recognize your brand and increase customer engagement. Number 8 is know your platform. Each platform is different. Knowing ahead of time what works best with each platform will not only help visually with your audience, but will make things easier for you in the long run. Facebook is geared towards the older generation. It also makes great use of articles and promotions. Instagram is geared towards millennials and is great for lifestyle-themed images with minimal graphic elements added into it. Twitter is great for engagement. Pinterest is great for inspiration and new ideas and for people looking for new products. And LinkedIn is great for business and networking. Know what works best on each platform and understand what are the best graphic styles and dimensions of every platform you plan to share a social media graphic design with. It may seem tedious, but a quick size check could make the difference. Number 9 is get creative. Believe it or not, creativity isn't everyone. Being creative when creating or curating your content will not only help tie your brand and audience together, but will also make your company stand out from your competitors. Make a variety of different style graphic posts for your social media content. Some of these can be brand-relevant quotes, infographics, or charts, behind-the-scenes photos, themed graphic posts like Motivational Monday or Throwback Thursday, reposts, and quality photos of either your products or services. Social media pages that are appealing are more likely to be shared and in turn increase engagement. So don't be afraid of exploring with and having fun with your creativity when making your business graphics, so long as you're keeping your visual branding in mind. And number 10 is keep it simple. With many complex graphic styles coming in and out of trend, it's always best to practice when in doubt to keep things simple. When working with such a small canvas created to be viewed on mobile phones, overcrowding happens too fast. Some essential things to keep in mind are A, to use icons, eye-catching graphics, and illustrations in appropriate sizing, and never overcrowd a single graphic with too much of each. B, limit font choice to 2 fonts, and C, stick with 2 to at most 3 contrasting or complementary colors. It can be easy to get carried away with so many great design elements and fonts to choose from, but by reducing your clutter, you are more likely to get your message across. Remember, when it comes to visual design, less is more. Now that you have all these graphic design tips in the bank, you can create more engaging and targeted graphic designs for your social media content. Do you have any social media graphic design tips you'd like to share? Let us know in the comments down below. And that is it for today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more essential digital marketing guides. This is Jelly from LYFE Marketing, and I'll catch you in the next one.